Hey guys, Hunter Man here, and today I'm going to do a taper on Jerry right here. And I'm going to do a top-down taper. My fiance is having a little bit of issue going through barber school, and this is the video for her. If you're into or just getting into barber school or being a barber and want to learn a couple tricks of the trade, keep watching because I'm about to show you. Alright, let's start this top-down taper, shall we? So obviously I'm not in a professional barbershop setting. I'm actually at my house, and Jerry here is on a gaming chair. So this is not a sterile, sanitized environment, but all his tools are sterilized and everything's done as correctly as possible here. What I'll be using today is a clipper comb. For the sake of this video, I have a 3 through a half guard, and you can jump guards in certain situations, but to make the video kind of easier for newer people coming into the industry, I'm going to include the half guards and show you the complete way to do this. Today my main clipper of choice is going to be a Babyliss Tomb 45. Fantastic clipper, does high and low settings. So today mostly it will be on low. And for my trimmer of choice today, I'm going to be using Andy's, the black label trimmer, so we can get a nice crispy lineup. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to create a distinguishing line between the beard and the hair itself. As we can see, we just made a distinguishable line right between here. So my first order of business here is to debulk the coily hair itself. So what I'm going to do is grab a clipper comb of some kind, doesn't matter. And I'm just going to place it right in here. And we know we're going to remove all of this bulk anyways. I'm going to spin this so it's slightly better to see. So we're going to remove all this bulk anyway, so let's just get started here. Did you see that hand movement? That was ergonomics. My teacher's gonna catch that, you watch. Okay, so now we roughly have right around 2 inches of hair. So right now, just for beginning barbers, this is just a generalized rule of thumb. Every line of your finger is roughly around 1 inch. So I'm going to go right here. I'm sitting at just around 2 inches. Now I know I can start fully committing to this taper. What debulking means is that we're removing excess hair that we cannot use. That's just the rule of debulking. So as I stated, we're going to start from the top down. I'm going to go in with my number 3 guard right here, okay? Lever all the way open. What that means is the moving blade is the furthest it can be away from the non-moving blade at the very front, tooth to tooth, okay? So I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to rock up. So with regular guys, you can, obviously mannequins, you can't do this. You're going to want to bend down the ear and fold the flap of the ear over to get right behind it. Don't be afraid, you're not going to hurt anyone unless they have cauliflower ear. I want to mock it up here. I'll create that little motion right here. Going right around the ear. And going right on up. Perfect. Alright. Now, the hair is roughly around the 3 guard itself, which will be 3/8 of an inch. One other thing before I get fully into this, when we're using our clippers, I'm gonna say rocking out a lot. What that means is, say this blue comb here is the head itself. So this is where the comb is sitting, right? So what rocking out means is I'm going to dig in with my blade and I'm just going to lift like that in a quarter circular motion, roughly right around here. And what that's going to do, that's going to create some elevation, so when we use our next guard, it will blend in nice and evenly, taking out a couple steps. Now this is where you can jump guards, but again, I'm just going to keep it plain and simple. Alright, next guard, number 2. So since we're rocking out with the number 2 going into the number 3, the fading aspect of using your guards is virtually eliminated. So I still recommend closing up your guard while moving down. So I like to close it about halfway and go just a touch lower where you stopped. I'll close it up all the way and go just a touch lower. Now with me, since I have severe ADHD, I like to hold all my guards in my hand while I'm cutting hair. So you don't have to do this. This is just a me thing. So I'm going to go lower than that with my next guard. And if you're not hearing anything from your clipper, any clicking, you're not cutting hair. I'll repeat the steps with number 1. That was just my 1.5 guard. And closing up, I opened and I closed again. Now I have my half guard equipped. I want to go slightly lower than that. Alright, no guard, just straight clipper. I'm not wanting to work out a lot since this is a mid taper, and on actual clients it's a lot different. I'm simply going to rock out, and now we got a pretty decent mid taper going on. Once again, this is roughly a mid taper. So the bottom line is roughly right here. The half is roughly right here. And you're going to be jumping from the 1, which is right here, the 1 guard, and blending the half into the 1. And the half blends the 0, which is no guard, into the 1. So you're just connecting both of them. Here is roughly the 1.5, which blends the 1 to the 2, and you're going to be jumping right between there, okay? And then the 2 sitting roughly right around here, and then the 2 blends into the 3. So what I like to do when working from top to bottom, I like to go back and work from bottom to top. You don't have to. If it looks clean, rock and roll with it. But all the details is when you're using your clipper right here. When you start getting detail into your taper, a lot of guys, when they first start off, they like to do this motion, and that's fine for debulking and getting your line set in place. When you're wanting to do the detail work in the taper itself, you're wanting to actually lean the clipper, right? If you lean the clipper, you're not digging in with that full guard, creating another line itself. So lean the clipper and just use the edge of the clipper to work out some lines, little details and stuff like that. So as for example, there's a little dark spot right up in here. I want to use my 1.5 guard because I know I used it right about here on this little corner. And if I don't hear anything, I'm going to close it up just a touch. And that's looking pretty good. Okay. And that is how easy it is to do a taper from the top down. So whenever you're doing a taper or a haircut in general, you always want to go back and use a trimmer. Us as barbers, we're always refining and making things as perfect as possible, putting as many details as we can into it. The more detail, the more likely the client's going to come back to you, and the more likely you are to get repeat business. So, a trimmer, invest in a nice trimmer like Babyliss, Andis, Wall, doesn't matter. So whenever you're doing a taper, or it doesn't matter to be honest, whatever haircut you're doing, you're wanting to make sure that you get the crispiest line possible. And the way you do that is with the trimmer, right? So, no matter what, invest in a nice trimmer. Andis, Babyliss, Wall. Just invest in a nice one, whichever one you like, that hits pretty nice. It's gonna turn from this to this. We're gonna go right around the ear here. Obviously, when you're dealing with a real person, you're gonna bend down the ear like this. Like that right there. And you're going to go right around the ear this way. So I want to simulate it. Me personally, I like to refine my haircuts by refining the C-cup. And how I like to do this, I like to grab an all-purpose comb and go from here, pull the hair down just a little bit. And I like to get that debulking action like this. And then hit the little hairs that you see around the C-cup that are kind of making it an unrefined product. So this is how you do a top-down taper. We obviously went down and then back up again. I hope this helped out. I hope this helped my fiance out. If it helped you out, let me know. And if you have any questions at all, it doesn't matter if you're a barber student or a mom at your house, it doesn't matter. Just feel free to drop me a comment and I'll answer it to the best of my abilities. Again, this isn't my normal environment here. I'm at my house, so I do own a barbershop in North Carolina, and if you are interested in booking with me, link down below. And yeah, I hope this helped my fiance, and if it helped you, like and subscribe, and there'll be more videos to come. If you want to see me do anything else on Jerry, or you're struggling with something, feel free to let me know as well. I'll take your comments seriously. Alright. Like and subscribe. Bye guys.